What is going on YouTube? Siler here. Today we'll be taking a look at Dead Space 2 demo. Now, in some previous reviews, I was getting complaints because people thought I was reviewing a full game, even though the title said demo, even the start of this game says demo. For those who can't read, demo, this is reviewing the demo. Alright, so let's just get into it.
By the 25th century, Earth's resources
Alright, now
were
the
rationed.
game starts off by giving us some backstory on how people have used up all Earth resources, and in this case, Keanu Reeves doesn't come in as the messenger to kill us all. Instead, we venture off into space trying to find new ways of life, or living, or whatever. And we come across this red thing right there, I forgot the name of it, and you know, it harness power or whatever, it fuck with your brain, whatever. That's basically what caused everything. If you play part 1, you already know this. But anyway, let's just get into the game. Now, from the start of the demo, not the real full game, but from the start of the demo, you see your dude all suited up. I still love the visuals. I love how clean and sharp it looks. I love the lighting when you walk through the halls, how the light reflects off your body or whatever. Very good on that. I still love that you don't see like option, menu bar, ammo and all that. I'm glad it's still all on your back and the gun ammo is on the actual weapon, you know. So far so good. I think they added a little bit more blood or gore, whatever, when you stump them out, because I don't remember it splashing like that, but you know, nevertheless, I like. Still have body parts all over, everywhere. And another thing I love is the environment. I like that it's all dark and you feel isolated, you feel alone, like you're all by yourself, which is perfect. You know, it sets a good tone. You know, it's not like, let's say, Resident Evil back in the early stages, you know, early games or whatever. Those games was nice and creepy. Yes, the new games, 4 and 5, the latest 2 or whatever, they're fun, but they're like adventure games, action games. The scare boo factor is out the door. This, on the other hand, see that right there, that's nice, you know. Right there, that shock, scare factor, the whole, you know, creepiness or whatever. This is what Resident Evil 5 is missing, you know. Just an idea. Should take you back. And another thing I like is the sound. You know, a lot of times games don't get complimented for their sound. They just get, you know, for the story and the visuals, but, you know, the ambience, the, you know, just the sound of this game, and even when you're stumping things out and shooting them, everything is spot on. Crisp, sharp sounds, you know, it sounds like you actually stumping them out, you know, it sounds solid like it should. And the enemies are very well designed, like the previous one. I love that they always have like long arms and legs, so you see I turn the gun vertical, cut it, then turn it horizontal, cut them. You know, I love doing that. I'm glad that's still there. Of course they wouldn't take that out, but just make note of it. And you see the blood and the gore all over, and there you go, stump them out. Make sure you kill them until they drop something, because if you played the previous one, you would know that bodies be reanimated and they'll come back, so you gotta completely finish them off. Alright, now when you get down here, you will see that Event Horizon type thing where it's like the thing spinning over itself. I love that when movies and games use that. That's a good movie too, Event Horizon. Okay, you see the lighting, how it's like on and off your body. Very nice with the visuals. Like I say, the tone for this game, dark setting, nice creepy factor with the audio. Just all this blended so well together. It's gonna be a great game, which has co-op in it too, for those who didn't know. So get ready to play it with a friend, because this game is already a great game by itself. Single player, you would have been satisfied. Multiplayer just added that extra, I gotta have it. Now, in the previous game, when you was in zero gravity areas, you always just jump from location to location. I love that they added the little, you know, not flying, jetpack or whatever. That is perfect. And I love how you can get to a surface and replant yourself so you can still walk around freely and run around or whatever, or feel free to just fly and float around. It's way better. You're controlling yourself 360 degrees. So I love that. And the same way you run, you'll do that with the jetpack and you'll speed up. I mean, it's just like, wow, a smart thing to do. It makes you wonder, like, wow, they didn't think of that the first time around, because it just seems like the right thing to do. But it's good. They got it right on here. Nothing was wrong with the previous, but this is better. And this game is like basically better in every category on all stages. And another thing I always love in movies and games, when there's like zero gravity and then you add gravity back, how everything just drops back, on the surface, on the ground or whatever. I love that. But anyway, skip some of this because this is about a 30-minute demo, the actual game. So I had to splice it up to give you just a brief look into it. Pretty sure most have downloaded already themselves, but for those who haven't, this gives you an idea of what to expect. Alright, now this right here is probably my favorite part of the demo. And this has that scare factor into it. I mean, like a very intense moment. Now, you'll remember this from the previous game. Great little cinematic, action. I didn't even know I was able to control myself yet. I was like, oh, it's already started. And they always have that sweet spot you gotta hit. Okay, but not even this part right here. It's right after this, where it's like, see, I love that cinematic. You actually getting up. Call of Duty does that a lot. Let you see your hands and act like a real person. But this right here, this is beautiful. See, this has that whole intense factor. And the stage is set like, okay, this is 10, 15 different enemies coming, stand your ground. And I love that they're like little baby looking or whatever, and they creepy crawlers, and I love that. It's just like I'm mowing them down, but they just keep coming. This is perfect. This is what you want in the game. This is what Resident Evil is missing. Sorry to say it again, but it is. Which I still like those games, but this is what I've been waiting for. Look at that. I'm just like back to the wall trying to. And I love when things grab you. They always have you press A, and then you see like a nice little, in-depth fight or whatever you want to call the little mini whatever. Which is very nice. Cut them down, cut them down. And once again, if you wasn't paying attention, good job on the audio. The little creature things, I love that screechy sound they made when you're shooting them down. I love that, stuff like that. Everything has their own unique sound. I mean, for the most part, these big things, now they basically all sound the same, but like when it's a completely different creature you're fighting, they will have their own unique sound, and I like that. Now, you don't get to try out all the different weapons, but every weapon still have dual function. First and the secondary. The plasma cutter is still one of my favorite because, of course, changing it from vertical and horizontal when you fire it, and then the big one that just like rips through everything or whatever. But you do get a peek at one new gun, that nail gun that you've seen nail the enemy to the wall. And I love that. And I mean, I played the demo just to try that again. I have an enemy and I'll just shoot it at him near a wall and he'll just fly there and stick to it. So yeah, that is nice. Alright, we're coming to the end of the video. So if you found it helpful in any way or found it entertaining, please rate, comment, subscribe, whatever. If you have comments on what I'm doing wrong or what I'm doing right or how I can improve, it's all appreciated. For those who never played the previous Dead Space, I suggest go back, rent it, GameFly it or whatever, buy it, doesn't matter. You will enjoy that game. And then this one is just the upgrade of it. So two great games, and this one don't come out until what, January, mid-January, towards the end. I'm not sure exactly what date. So I hope you can get one if you haven't, if you're into these type games, and then get this one when it come out. You won't be disappointed. Until then, take it easy.